Welcome to Ancient Ancestors. I'm your host, Adrian Nicole, and we're going to get into the introduction episode of this channel. First of all, I want to say thank you for joining me. This episode was going to be about esoteric law and esoteric finance. The word esoteric means hidden. So this is not your typical finance or your typical law. I reached a point on my journey of truth where I found it very necessary to study law. I chose to take a deeper look into law, not your typical law, case law, law dictionaries, statutes and codes, nothing on the surface, because even when you represent yourself, you don't really fully understand what you're doing, even though you can read, you can use a law library to get out of prison, no doubt. But a lot of times, these prison systems limit you to 30 minutes, an hour, sometimes a week. And what would that take you? A long time to free yourself, but it's definitely possible. So by just studying dictionaries, codes, statutes, and most importantly, case law, you can free yourself or beat any case. What I found on my journey was that the United States is made up of closed systems. And these closed systems are governed by laws, statutes, and codes. And they tell you that it's your duty and obligation to know the law. You have to be able to interpret what you're seeing, and then it's spread out through space and time. The truth is hidden in plain sight. Well, if it's your duty and obligation to know the law, then the law is in plain sight as well, right? But if that's the case, why are all these people still trapped in these closed systems? It's because the truth in the plain sight is hidden, or it's spread out through space and time. So what is space and time? Well, it's spread out through history. What is history? Well, it's been specially orchestrated and crafted to bind you to a monetized debt system. That's where the money comes into. All roads lead back to law. But the problem is, you don't know the language. Everything is hidden in language. And in order to free yourself from these closed systems, you got to have the proper standing. That's what we're going to get into on this channel. We're going to take a deep dive through history, esoteric history, and bring it back to the present day of how we got here, where we're being binded to a monetized debt slave system.